gives you the right to basically charge him for your lost profits on a class?
Because he's the reason that I had to refund him. If I was the coach or there was another coach, it is their job to be there.
But isn't that your responsibility as the person who's providing the service? If you hire someone who doesn't do the
and
service...
I did provide the refund, but it's not going to come out of my pocketbook.
But it's not actually coming out of your pocket. You received a check for $240 for that class.
Correct.
Of which you only had to give him $60 if he showed up.
Correct.
Right? So $180 in your pocket for that class.
Correct.
That's profits to you.
Yes.
And so what you're essentially saying to him is that if he doesn't attend a class, it's not just that he loses out on the money, it's that you're charging him for the profits you didn't earn.
I understand that, but it's money that I had already considered in my bank account. So I understand what you're saying,
right.
and I can see it from that perspective.
Yeah, and if you're an employee who goes to work one day and you mess something up, you know, your employer doesn't get a contract they should because your proposal isn't good. The employer doesn't get to sue you for the $1 million that they lost on that project, right?
And I completely agree. It was the way it happened and not contacting me.
All right, you agree that he was entitled to be reimbursed for the live scan?
Correct, after the session of classes was complete.
And that was part of your agreement with him?
Correct.
I'm going to go ahead and open this up to my colleagues.
Did you actually tell the plaintiff before you hired him that if you don't show up, I'm going to refund the parents? And
no, like I said, it never happens. But working with this liaison in between the school district and me, that was part of their policy.
All right, so you never told him that?
No, because usually we make it up.
And you didn't have a written contract with him?
No, we did not have a written contract.
So do you think it's fair, because you both agree that he provided $550 worth of services to you?
Correct.
You deducted the amount for refunds that you made because you believed he should bear the loss for not showing up.
Yes, in particular with this district,
but
because
there was no specific notice to him that would happen if he didn't show up. Am I correct, Mr. Tan?
You're correct, Your Honor.
Well, my livelihood was at stake there.
Well, I have a question. You got rehired by this district. How much do you think you owe the plaintiff, if anything, now?
I still believe the same amount because of his actions and irresponsibility. I was willing to give him $272.
You were willing, or is that your answer now, today?
I was willing when I asked him for his Venmo 4 months ago and he didn't give it to me.
But now you're saying no.
I'm saying no.
Mr. Tan, do you still have the ball hopper?
I mean, I do, but it was broken when she gave it to me already. It was like in shambles. It was just like...
What's the value you ascribe to that?
Pre-tax, $34.99, with tax, $37.70.
They're like $15 or $20. They're no way at $30. I get them all the time. They're like they're not.
You have to
that
say
expensive.
it's
And especially when it was on its last leg. It didn't have a wheel. It was cracked. It was broken.
Why were you using her stuff?
I have my own equipment, but I'm going to use her equipment because it's on site.
Got it.
So it's there.
All right. I think we're good?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to excuse both of you. Thank you both very much. We reached a verdict. It's unanimous. We certainly admire the work that you do, but we have some questions about this practice of withholding payments. And I think you ought to take a very close look at that.
I don't withhold payments. Well, I made that very clear.
If you believe that it's appropriate to refund parents for missed classes and hold the individuals who are providing the service responsible for those refunds, you should make sure that there's a specific provision of that in your contracts with them.
Yeah, I can do that, absolutely.
So your allegation that the defendant violated the labor law, your role here and your relationship with the defendant was not that of employer-employee, but that of independent contractor, which you admitted you is what you do. And this labor law section does not apply to independent contractors.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. We find in favor of the plaintiff for $631 because we believe that both of you conceded that the amount that was agreed upon the services to be paid was $555. You made, in our opinion, unauthorized deductions from that $555, so you're entitled to that, plus the $76 reimbursement for the background check that you laid out. So the verdict, again, is in favor of the plaintiff for $631.